introduce you to Grandmaster Garza from Houston, Texas. To me, it's a big honor to have you here in Germany in the Best Age Kickbox Lounge, my sports school, Sinawali. And I'm really happy to have you here, not just as a Grandmaster of martial art, have you here as a friend, as a family man, as a Christian person, and first of all as a mentor of mine, because all the victories in the last years, we know each other for more than 25 years, and all the victories I did in the US especially, the Grand Champion trophies, all this is based on your support. I'm really thankful about that. So this is the meaning of a mentor to me. So what is the reason for you to go into martial art?
At the age of 16, I was at a point in my life where I had thought I was going to be a professional football player.
Oh, wow.
Was not working out, and had been exposed to the martial arts with family members who were doing martial arts and competing, the Benavides family.
Oh, okay.
And they invited me to go watch. I went and watched several times. Went and saw Bruce Lee on the movie screens, and went to my backyard and practiced.
Oh, wow.
Eventually, I finally met Grandmaster George Minshew, and he invited me to his school, and so I went and started martial arts in Houston, Texas at Black Belt Academy under Grandmaster George Minshew and Jimmy Tavares. And it was an excellent start to a long career, and it became my ministry, and has become total my everything, my ministry, my business, my livelihood. And little did I know at that time, but the purpose of starting was to find a way to express myself in sport.
Oh yeah, this is really interesting. I mean, so when was the time you opened up your first school?
I opened my first school at a young age of 20.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and only a brown belt.
Oh, okay.
And so, very small beginnings, but big idea.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah.
Not as big as I thought, you know, now, but I wanted to help the kids in Dickinson, Texas, to have a place to go and learn respect and discipline and goals, how to set goals, and help them to get them off the streets where they were doing bad things, and where I was before doing bad things, and how martial arts helped me to get discipline.
So that means that one of the reasons for you to start being really active in martial arts, that you want to help people to be better people, or to help kids.
Yeah, that was my whole heart, was to win trophies and compete and learn sport. But when I opened the school, I wanted to teach them what I had learned in those 4 years, and it just was something that I thought would be a good thing. My brother-in-law and me had the same idea to work together on it. We wanted to make champions.
Oh, wow.
Champions not just to win in trophies, but champions in life.
Okay. Well, this is a thing many people talking about. Martial art is more than a sport. Martial art is a kind of lifestyle. So what is your interpretation about that?
I believe totally that that's true, that there's two kinds of people that do martial arts, and those who do it, what we call lifers. They become lifers, and they make it a lifestyle. And those who just dabble in it, come and go. Sometimes they come and they leave and they never come back, and some come and go and come and go. And some of those become lifers someday.
Okay.
Or they go away and don't come back.
Yeah.
But for me, it became a lifetime thing. I cannot ever remember thinking that I wanted to quit.
Okay.
Never.
Okay.
I've always thought of another goal to help people. Then in 1979, I became a born-again Christian, and God called me to the ministry in a different way. I mean, not to be a pastor or anything like that, but just he caught my heart. I fell in love with him, I fell in love with God, I fell in love with the Bible, and I fell deeper in love with my students and my family and my friends.
Well, that was an interesting point. wasn't it the most touching moment in your life in martial arts?
Most definitely.
Definitely.
Yeah, that's a big transformation.
That means it should be more important than probably to win trophies, whatever.
Oh, big time more, yeah.
So Al, that sounds really, really interesting, and I think that should be a touching moment in your life. So isn't it the most important situation, the most important point of your life you're talking about?
But without a doubt,
Yeah.
that's the most important decision that I ever made that impacted my entire life. My marriage, it secured my marriage and has made it stay rock solid, committed. It secured my business. We've been through hard times, both in our relationship as husband, wife, and as business owners. It's tough.
Okay.
It's tough to do business.
Okay.
Without God, it's impossible in my mind.
Is that means that this moment is more touching and more important for your life than to win trophies like it?
Without a doubt. My favorite scripture that I teach my students is that we do it. It says we are competing for blue ribbon or silver cup, but we do it for a heavenly reward that never disappears. And that says it all. I mean, the rewards that we are getting as champions of God will never disappear.
Wow,
As champions in the martial arts, there's just so many trophies I don't even know where they're at. You know?
I know, I know, that's for sure.
They get dust and they disappear.
Yeah, of course, but I think these are really, really powerful words, and I mean, it shows me this is exactly what I know from you many, many years, that you teach me to have a different view of martial art and just be focused on training and focused on winning and having successful competitions. But this is not all, and this is what I learned from you, and this is what I think. This is awesome, you know. And, I love to hear these powerful words.
Well, it says a lot about you, Jamil, because in order to share experiences with someone, they have to be willing to learn, and they have to be humble.
That's right.
And if you have a lot of experience that would benefit me, but I'm not willing to learn, then it does me no good.
That's right.
But it says a lot about your humility for you to listen and to learn from someone who's had some experiences that they can share with you.
Yeah.
And that's what I pray and hope for all our students, that we all have the humility to learn from those who come before us.
I totally agree with that. So Grandmaster Garza, you have a lot of experience to working with kids. You have special programs in both of your schools, one in Lake City, one in Dickinson, Texas. And you work such a long time with the kids. So what do you think, what is the most important message to them?
The thing that I think of the most is that we have such a short time with children, and we will make an impact on their lives that will be just for that moment or for their whole life or for eternity. Yeah. And I heard a saying that great leaders are long-term thinkers, and so I want to be that long-term thinker in their life that is helping them to secure eternity and a long success, not just win a trophy and be a champion for a season and then be a bum.
Yeah,
right. I want them to have the goals that makes a difference, to make a difference in the world, to make a difference in their family, any team they're a part of. I want them to be able to add value to it. And I want them to always want to get better, to grow, and to have a growing plan, mentally, physically, spiritually, socially, emotionally.
That sounds really good. So do you think that that the martial art program, especially for kids, is for everyone?
Well, when I opened my school, I was really thinking teaching kids, because I was 20 years old and I was a kid myself. So really I was just thinking teaching kids. That's what I wanted to do, was teach kids. And then all of a sudden, the parents want to join. And my first private students was a vice president of a bank, and another one was the owner of an insurance agency.
Different people, right?
So I'm teaching adults.
Yeah.
So I find out, well, a kid can teach adults.
Oh.
You have to have
confidence.
Oh,
yes. Yeah.
And so I did, and I just now, after having the school for 40 years, 39 years, this November, this month, next week, in fact, Monday will be 39 years.
Wow.
After having that, I've seen that you need to have something that a student wants, and you have to be safe, and you have to have something that they can be passionate about. And I believe martial arts has something that everyone can be passionate about. They just have to find it.
So Grandmaster Garza, you stayed for such a long time in martial art, it's a whole life. What is the major difference in between the early beginning, you was such a young man, to the day we stay right now, to the today? So what is the biggest change in your life, or what changed you a lot?
I think the biggest difference is now is I started small and had big thinking, big ideas, and always thought big.
Does that mean the dream?
Yeah, I was always dreaming about doing more for my students, having a better facility, offering more classes, doing more training. And the difference now is, now that I have had an opportunity to see all that and do all that, now it's almost like less is more. Finding the things that are the most important things that impact people the most.
Okay.
I think the 80-20 rule is like, 20% of what we do gets us 80% of our results. And I think that's what we can do for our students, is we can bring to them that 20% that's going to get them that 80%. And I'm excited about what I see you're doing with BAK.
Yes, sir.
I think that's going to be one of the things that can really be important and give a lot of good results to people that are over 40. And right now, what I see in my school, and my faith is first and foremost. I will always want to teach people and introduce them to God and His plan and purpose for them,
Yes, sir.
and to teach them the best martial arts that I can bring to them.
That's very nice. Well, Master Garza, so you know me as well, and I'm a competitor, and my whole life I fight all over the world and compete different styles. First of all, my focus was the point bar, and right now I try to create that best age kickboxing system for people. They start when they cross the border 40 years. So, to people like us, they have a lot of experience in tournament fighting. It is not easy to think this way. So what do you think about best age kickboxing, and what do you think about people, they don't start with 6 years old, or such young people? So what do you think about people, they came into martial art with no experience, probably?
I think there's a lot of people out there that maybe are 40 or above that are like I was at that 16-year-old.
Yeah.
I wanted to do football, and I wanted to do other sports too, but I really didn't have the discipline.
Okay.
But now maybe these people have the discipline today, and they have the freedom.
Yes.
Of time and resources, of money, to do the things that they've always dreamed about doing, and it's not too late. In fact, it can be very healthy. Mentally, emotionally, and physically, it can be very healthy given the right
they have not many chances to train a way like this we did in martial art. So I think the whole difference in between martial art and maybe running or playing tennis or something like that, this is the mental stuff. So do you work so with people they getting older? So what's your experience to work with people that getting older?
Well, I think there are those who are in shape and who are physically able to work in extreme levels, and age is not as much of a factor with them. And then there are those who have not taken care of themselves, who are just starting from where they're at, unfit, and they have to start slow and have to know how to be slow and how to develop and have a step-by-step process. And I think that's where I think the basic and the BAK program is good. You know, keep it basic, keep it simple, make sure that they're building and not injuring themselves by doing too much too soon.
Exactly.
But for those who are athletic and have a background, maybe wanting to do martial arts but busy with the other sport, and now this is their season to do martial arts, it's beautiful.
That's right.
And so I believe I like what the advance and the kickboxing offers for them. So there's something for all of them.
That's right.
From my understanding.
Yeah, that's the major idea of that, because I never found a system where there's space for these ideas, you know, and I think this is the revolution in martial art, because so many people, they like to came into martial arts, but they don't have a program for that, you know. So, Master Garza, I mean, what is your secret? You turn next year to be 60 years old, and you are such a good shape. I mean, I saw you teaching the group here in my school, and I saw you in Lake City training. I mean, you train awesome, good. You know, your flexibility is good. You are so powerful, and you look like a really young man. I mean, what is the secret about that?
Well, I'm humbled by you saying all that. I am a lifer. I love training. I love teaching. I love living what I teach. So God is good to me. He gave me a good, healthy body. He's given us all amazing bodies. We just don't know how to operate them.
Okay.
You know, and we need to learn to operate them. And martial arts has taught me how to do that. You know, I know how to push myself hard when I need to, and I know how to back off when I need to as well.
Wow.
So it's just a thing that we need to learn about ourselves, and then we need to push ourselves, because these, you know, our bodies are built to be pushed.
Yeah.
They're not built to be babied.
Yeah, right. Of course.
We don't just need a baby. It's very boring to baby a body that you don't challenge it. You know?
Yeah. So do you think that everybody has the chance to have a lifestyle like you did? I mean, do you think everybody has a chance to be such good in shape like you?
I think everyone should start right where they're at and just have a plan to grow in better and better condition.
Okay.
And to have a professional such as yourselves or us, myself as well, to guide them along the way, to set small goals and to reach them and keep them never-ending small goals.
Yeah.
Always have a long-range plan, but start small.
And you think the best age kickbox system should be a way to that?
I think it's a way, definitely. I think there's a large percentage of people that I see that are over 40 that started my program many years for now, and you know, they start, they're really anxious and excited, and then they get up against the younger ones, and sometimes they get injured. And I don't think that's very motivating. I think it sometimes stunts their growth, and I think it's good for them to have an environment that's designed for them. So I think that possibility is there for a lot of people now.
Okay.
And there's a small percentage of people that really want to compete.
Yeah.
And that's what you're after. And,
Yeah.
and when the law of attraction says when you attract one kind of person, that's a certain kind of person that's like you, that's thinking like you, then it will attract others. And that's all we're after, is those who would be attracted to that. So we can give them something that we see as a good idea. That you see as a good idea.
That's right. So many people think that martial art should be just only for people that are good in shape, they're young, they're good in training. So some people think martial art should be a brutal sport, a sport for freaks, whatever. So my experience, my whole life is totally different. So what about your experience? What do you think about, isn't it a brutal sport, or what is that?
Well, when you say the word martial arts, that's a big,
It's a big range.
big universe.
I know.
And when you think about the aspect that you want, then you have to find that fits your personality and your goals. Like for someone 40 and older to want to get into MMA, that's a brutal sport. So you better be ready to be brutal. If that's what you're looking for, then go to it.
Of course,
That's a very small piece of the people. So for someone who's looking for something safe and that they can still express themselves and still become a champion and still make a difference to other people too, because it's about giving and making a better world. For people like that, the BAK system could be a great place for them to express themselves and to get in great shape. Because movement is important, and we can move a lot of different ways. But there's a lot of excitement in moving in the martial arts. It's an art. It's an art.
That's a nice word. I mean,
it's beautiful.
It's sometimes I met really big masters. Both of us, we know Professor Randy Graces. He's the founder of the modern army system, and the most impressive thing what I learned from him was the word he said that all the time. It's a progressive system, and it's the beauty of the art. So I never heard from him brutal stuff or something like that. So that was a good example for an understanding of martial arts.
Well, I also participate in Krav Maga. And Krav Maga is dealing with special circumstances. It's extreme situations. And there are people in the world who will hurt people, who will kill people. And Krav Maga is designed for that. Well, BAK, it's not addressing that. It's addressing more of health and wellness.
That's right.
And goals and expression of talents and gifts that people have and need a place to be able to do that.
You're totally right. I totally agree with that, because I think martial art is what you say. It's a big universe, and we have so many different styles and so many different ideas about martial art. And the idea of the best age kickbox system is it's a peaceful idea.
Yes, it's love. It's loving. And when you want to introduce God into the system. God is love. And when we know God, we are love. And we love one another. It's an unconditional love. But yet, we're not going to be naive and be taken advantage of either.
I mean, these are another strong word, and I hope you think about that. So, Master Garza, that was an awesome conversation, and I'm really sure that the impression you get from this trip to Germany, you put it in your heart, and you share that with the students in the US. So, what is the most impressive thing what you take with you back home right now?
That's a long list.
I think we have time.
To begin with, you just remind me of the importance of our friendship. And from a spiritual side, I believe God has a plan and a purpose way beyond what we understand. And so friendship first. I don't want to get so busy that I don't pay attention to my friendships. Our friendship from America to Germany, it's a small world.
Oh yeah.
When we stay connected like we are.
Yeah, that's for sure.
And I think that we're in search for just what I understand my role here is to bring God and introduce Him to the German people here and all over, and to do something with BAK that can help people that are 40 years and older express themselves, and to do it in love, not in war. Even though we are doing a sport and it's a combat sport, it has boundaries. It has a character that we want to be based on love and joy and peace and patience and kindness and goodness. You know, the fruit of the Spirit, and we want to be able to develop something that we can all look back on and say, hey, I met some of the nicest people in the world as part of that.
Yeah.
And you know, I made some friendships that will last forever. And they're from whatever part of the world there is, we get on a plane and we are together for a few days.
That's right. We stay together.
And we have testings in great places.
Share everything.
And everything is fun and hard work, do our best, make improvement, and have fun doing it. And give God all the glory.
This is what we call it fast age kickboxing. So I would like to say thank you, Grandmaster Garza from Houston, Texas. It was a great pleasure to me to have you here in my school, help me for testing my students, and help me to promote the Best Age Kickbox program. It should be a big part of our life in the future. In the future, we want to create a lot of togethering, especially in the next year when we create the first Best Age Kickbox Open tournament in Germany in November. And that's a big surprise that you bring 10 people from the US to judge and to compete and spend time with us in here, and it's a family meeting. And so I'm really happy that we stay together and we work together. So not just as business friends or a student or a teacher. So for sure you are my mentor, and I really enjoy your support. And so from this point, greetings to my second home, Houston, Texas, the US, you know, and I'm very happy that you be here and support me. Thanks a lot, Al. And so the last word is yours.
Well, I just want to say that if you're watching this and you're from the United States, from Premier Martial Arts International or Al Garza's Premier Martial Arts, we invite you to participate. Look into what we're doing, and I'm going to be looking for 10 competitors as a minimum to bring to the November tournament. I would like to bring 4 judges that would come and judge. So if you're all in and you're going to do this with us, let me know. Let me know as soon as you can. And I know you might probably need more information, so there will be more information to come.
Thanks a lot, Al. Awesome.
All right.
See you in November.
Awesome.